make that work. However, what's happening here is you're just completely opting into a matchup, and this is such a pivot from T1's drafting last game. Like last game
last game was like 11.6 Exodia magic that they created, and this is 11.5 Pitfall. That's what this draft is. And we've seen it lose many, many times. There's the Rise picked up, and this could be where Chovy's gone. The thing that I find ridiculous is having casted Doinby for a very long time playing Rise, this is like the classic I get all of the CS everywhere on the map forever pick. The highest farm. Ruler is actually highest, then Gumayushi, and then Henna, surprisingly enough.
What I am happy about is that, even though Kenna missed a couple of creepies there, we don't love that, is that he has been playing really well according to what the pick needs to do, because Na into Cyan relies on the Na to continuously have pressure to keep Cyan in his lane, maybe get a couple of plates, build up a CS lead, and that way keep his relevancy into either a side lane pressure situation or into a team fighting stage. And
oh no.
We've seen this so many times.
Yeah. They expected, Keria going to easily be able to interrupt the rocket jump, and that's going to be a gift given over to Teddy by his mate Keria, this bottom lane.
Because I don't know how otherwise he would have. Fact of the matter is, that wave of slow pushing towards you is Faker.
Yep, Spear is going to land there by Johan, has the pounce, able to follow the flash, gets the last auto, all too easy here in the mid lane for Hammerlife. No. but like, this is a tough matchup, but any tough matchup can be alleviated by being better. And that's what Teddy and Keria have been demonstrating so far. I do love Keria's play. Like, it's not necessarily just being mechanically better, right? It's just being smarter as well. As we've got a sleep coming on down, but in goes the train as well. And Morgan says, nope, you're not engaging on this one. But now Johan's in trouble. He's able to get the pounce out. Flashes as well. The flash over from Canna. And he now has Mega Gnar available. Realm Warp just to get him out of there, as Chovy also just books it. And it is going to be a successful take of the Rift Herald as well. Now Teddy lying in wait in this brush as the rest of T1 now closing in. Teddy, explosive charge now on him. Vista flashed on forward. Has the aftershock, so keeps himself alive. Good exhaust there onto Chovy is now Vista. Likely to be taken down. Faker going to be able to grab that one, but trades it for his life. Heal out from Teddy to try and keep himself alive as well.
On that top side skirmish.
Okay, once again, Deft is just dead. It's, I don't know what it is, man. There's just something in the water. Deft just struggles against Teddy.
No way.
As Johan coming on down, looking to see whether he can land some spears. We'll find Keria, who doesn't have a lot of mana. As, gets in there. Track Repel, going to help out with the stun.
A little bit slower. This, as straightforward as it gets. I talked about the setup in mid lane. Setup here, even if you do miss your ultimate, it's not necessarily. Is it as good as the draft in game one? Not really, but as you pointed out, if you're good enough, you can make anything work.
Not Chovy just phase rushing away, cuz trying to do the same thing here, but sleep will come down. Chovy getting flashed on here by Faker. Killer instinct from Teddy says goodbye to Mr. Rise. And Keria clearing out some vision. It should be finally time for this Infernal Drake to go down, and we'll see whether the Atlas effect is going to continue to game 2.
That's what we call it now?
Good point.
I think he's just dead there, unfortunately. I like the angle, and I think that in team fights, Hanwha Live, they do have range extra. Oh, they're going in here?
Well, Shirley's definitely going in. We do get a Magna Storm. There's the Wombo combo, but decent disengage there from Keria, but a double kill instantly. I think that was just a cute little swipe from Johan, just mops the floor with Cousin Faker. Now, Hammerlife Esports, they did lose Vista.
Impact in the later game fights is not going to be as big as a Rise should be able to, especially with that Everfrost now finished. Kana?
Yeah, Morgan might just get solo killed underneath this turret. Keria comes on over and says, good night, my friend. Picks himself up an assist, as now Kana's just going to gnar away the zombie and wallop it, and there is no chance that the zombie's going to be able to do anything whatsoever. It's just, it feels like Lane Kingdom from T1. Well, I mean, the Gnar blind pick doesn't get to guarantee a Scion matchup, right? The Gnar blind pick gets Jace to the face.
I agree. As Kana, come on, man.
Just cool guys don't look at explosions, I guess, as Johan just lets the red buff burn down. That's a caster curse. That's allowed. Well, they've certainly showed that they're a cut above Hammerlife so far in this series. And the lead is only extending, right? Like, it's 3.2, something like that, as now Baron has been started. Vision available for Harmor Life as Vista throws in the control ward.
Low.
Yep, Nidalee is nowhere near this area as, okay, Vista's going to get thrown back. Does manage to get his CC down as Canna keeps the Baron leashed. Johan, can he actually make it in time is the question. Chovy not going to be able to flash on over, and it's just a little bit too late. It's the wrong time to reset as Canna has now looked for Chovy. Killer Instinct gets Teddy over there. And this is Harmor Life Esports once again.
And as Harmor Life, as I said, Vista trying to go in and play aggressively, not actually able to because Johan isn't there. And now you're in a situation where the split push is just going to get you. Sure, you get a Mountain Drake, but that's not going to be worth it, I'd say.
Yeah, they're going to trade it for possibly an inhibitor turret and an inhibitor turret at the same time. But Canna is going to rotate back. Looks like the rest of T1 going to group up as Harmor Life Esports going to lose a lot of health on that bottom inhibitor turret. This inner is definitely dead as Canna's just chilling in between the turrets, having a good time. And yep, Harmor Life have to give up all of the ground that they've picked up as Canna is just on mid lane clearing duty while the rest of T1 move on over. I believe they've started off this Baron. We can see that. Harmor Life Esports can't. Things pretty dark on the Rift for them, but they do have an inkling of what's going on. Spear comes on through as Johan, can he actually steal this one away? As you can see, Canna just being a wall. But Johan's going to have to go golden. Can he get out of the stasis? The answer is no, as Morgan gets on in towards the front line. Looks to knock up Teddy and does so. Spear is going to connect onto Carrier as Teddy jumps in towards the back line. But look at that, the damage has been eliminated. The wallets are so damn heavy on the side of T1. Faker's going to pick up a double kill. Johan was trying to slink away, and Teddy says no. That's the ace, and that will be the very swift, very clean 2-0 for T1.
Going into the playoffs against this T1 roster, I think that Harmor Life can do a lot better, but it's T1 that just plays this one out clean from start to finish. The fights are gorgeous, and there is just nothing to be done here.
Yep. It's Faker that's going to grab the kill onto Deft there as Chovy. Nothing that anyone's going to be able to do because the Nexus is dead. Cuz shaking his camera around was hilarious. And this damage graph tells a lot of the story, which was Johan had a decent game, took a lot of the gold, and wasn't able to transition it. T1 were just much better today.
Thank you very much, guys. And T1 was able to pick up a very clean and perfect 2-0 win up against Harmor Life Esports, bringing their split to a very successful end. What's your take on the draft, guys? We had a very different pick and ban coming out for game number 2 compared to game number 1. We really wanted to see how Rise can perform in this game, but everything started off on the bottom lane. Tristana was the first pick coming in for the bottom lane, and Kai'Sa has been climbing down the ladder of the tier list, and regardless of the win rate of Tristana here in the LCK, still this champion is very strong into Kai'Sa. However, T1 was able to bring Kai'Sa's losing streak to an end. Kai'Sa is a good champion when she has the right surroundings and conditions. But Rise, we still have a question mark over this champion. So I wanted to figure out why Harmor Life Esports wanted to play Rise. Maybe it was because of Nidalee, because Rise has CC, or maybe because it was the Gnar and Sion matchup, because Sion can never chase down that Gnar. Maybe they wanted to match the side lane pressure with that Rise pick. And we had some new technique coming out for Harmor Life Esports, sending the Rel to the back line with that Realm Orb, but still, we were not able to see the best value of this champion. I think the game got pretty one-sided from the beginning, so we were not able to witness the power of Rise because he was not able to hit the power spike. So Deft and Carrier used to be a very friendly duo, but they were this time around fighting up against each other on the opposite side of the map. So let's take a look at this highlight where we have a very long one here. How Teddy and Carrier was able to pick up another lane kill. So Deft and Vista, they shove in the wave and disappear from T1's vision, and because T1 doesn't have this information whether they have recalled or played place the ward, Teddy had to go back to his base, whereas Kyria was left on lane in order to check whether Daft was left to place a ward in the jungle. But because Daft chose a very smart position to place that ward, that was not spotted by Kyria. But still, because Kyria saw in the inventory that Daft used his ward somewhere in that jungle, so we can see the ping going around the Dragon Pig, a possible location of that ward used by Daft. But it was actually right next to the Crow camp, so Cuz actually got spotted by that ward. So as soon as he saw Lilia approaching to the bottom lane, Daft was able to safely back, and then Teddy places a ward on that lane, and then he just predicted the location of Daft recalling back to base, and then Teddy decided to freeze that lane, but Tristana had to get back to the base in order to match the items with Teddy. So Vista stays in lane in order to take some of the XP that could have been wasted by the lane freeze. And then because of that ward, Kyria spotted that Vista will be recalling soon, so he sneaks into the brush outside of Hana Life's vision. Was on a secret mission, and then after that Waves gathers up on the left-hand side of the lane, he sneaks into the next brush and then waits until Daft arounds this lane, and he was pretending that he was actually back at the base, and a very long mind game played by T1 and Hana Life Esports. It was too much information maybe, but we just wanted to point out the amount of a mind game that was played by the players was on point and incredible. It was a long one, so let's move on to the second highlight. So let's take a look at the first Baron that T1 was able to take away very easily with their macro power. I wanted to break down why T1 started off that Baron. T1 had the information that Rao used the most of her ward around that jungle. So they knew that Hana Life cannot get any more vision for that Baron, and then Hana was having the right tempo to join that Baron try. He was walking back from going back to his base, so he didn't really need to invest his teleport for that Baron as well. So this Baron try was effective enough to draw the attention of Rao, so she had to face check that Drush, and then T1 was able to successfully take that Baron after picking up that kill onto the enemy support, and then T1 was once again pushed this issue forward by picking up the kill onto Jovi as well. I think T1 has become a lot more proactive heading into the end of the regular split. With this successful match coming out from T1, we are looking forward to their performance up in the playoffs as well, and Teddy will pick up the POG on Kai'Sa. 400 POG points on his 400th game in his career. T1's bottom duo has outplayed the counterpart of the opponents. Tristana got picked after he made the rotation down to his lane. Kai'Sa was every time participating in that kill T1 was able to set up. Aggressive and proactive and also very decisive moves from Teddy was the key to T1's comeback. And we had a bit of a split vote, but Teddy was able to win 4 of 9 in total. This reflects that every T1 player has been performing so well.